Hi queens, welcome back to the sewing part of this video. So on this video we'll be concentrating on the sewing part, and it's a very short video. So ensure you watch this video to the end, and make sure you like this video, drop a comment and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And with that, let's get right into the video.
At this point, I have taken all the pieces to the sewing machine and I have attached my zipper and every area I pinned down. I have done the whole sewing, and right now I'm just going to proceed to joining my shoulder, my front and back shoulder together. I'll take it over to the sewing machine and I'll just sew that. I've also joined my sequence to the veil, and right now I'm just pinning down everything, and I'll take this to the sewing machine and stitch them down. So I'm done joining my sleeve to the dress, and it's time for me to fix my lining. I will be turning all the rough seams with my lining, so that was why I sewed them separately. So right now I have gone ahead to open my zip, and I will be placing the right side of my lining to the right side of my fabric. And from the zip opening, I will be pinning down the fabric and the lining together. Then take this over to the sewing machine and just stitch from the neck and on the zipper opening. So right now I'm done stitching it, and I will just be using my scissors to make a notch. So I'll be notching all around the neck area for it to relax properly before I go on to iron this. So this notching is very important for your neck to relax properly. But while notching, you have to be very careful so it doesn't interfere with the stitches. So right now I'm done with my notching, and it is time for me to close up my zip. So right now I'm just going to be finishing up with the zipper. And to do that, you will attach your zip to the lining, and you start stitching from your neck to the point where you came up by 2 inches. Remember where we came up by 2 inches on the lining while we were pinning from the other first video? So that is the line you will stop your stitching. So right now I'm just going to be pinning this in place so that when I take this over to my sewing machine, it will just be easy for me. And with this, you will have a very neat finishing, especially at the zip. I love the neatness at the zip, so that is why I always use this method. Are you going to be giving this a try? Let me know in the comment section. So at this point, I am done with my zipper area, and I have gone ahead to turn them out through the armhole. I will just go over right now to stitch my armhole, then come and give this a very good press. So I'm just going to be joining my armhole together like that, and then give it a very good press, and I will bring it and show you how it looks. So right now I'm done joining my armhole, and I also went ahead to iron this properly. And right now, this thing I am doing now is very important. When you are making a gown, you want to determine your hip line, waistline, half length. All those lines are very important so that you can appropriately insert your measurements. So I'm just trying to put my fabrics in place with my pin so that I can insert my measurement. So I'm just going to be confirming all my measurements on my sleeve and on my bodies, and just roll it out with my chalk, my tailor's chalk. Take this over to the sewing machine and I will stitch that down. So right now it is time to focus on the lower part of the dress, which are the gathers, the two-step gathers. So when making a two-step gathers, it is important to note that the upper part is always smaller than the lower part. So for the upper part, I'll be using 1.5 yards, and for the length I will be measuring 10 inches. Yes, 10 inches, and I will be cutting that two of it. I will be cutting two of these pieces together. Then I will join them together, take it over to the sewing machine, and I will stitch them like that. So in total, I ended up having 3 yards for the upper part, which eventually became too full. I had to reduce by half yards to make it 2.5 yards. So right now I'm cutting the down part, the final flay. And for the length I used 21 inches, and for the yards I used 2 yards. I went on to cut two of it to give me 4 yards. And with this I ended up having a very very full two-step flay. So I've gone ahead to join them together. I will take this to my sewing machine and I will stitch from the top up to the end. And I will be stitching also the upper part, and I'll also be interlocking this. I'll also be interlocking it. So if you have an interlock machine, just go ahead and interlock the upper part. So I stitch this from both sides. Yes, there's no opening. I stitch it on both sides so that when I just gather it, I'll just place it on my material and sew. So I'll bring it now and show you what it looks like. So right now I'm done stitching this together, and I just want to put it on my fabric, on my main bodice. I'm just placing it. I will expand it to make sure it accommodates. So make sure you expand it so that it can accommodate. The entrance will be easy. So when I am done with this, I will also be doing the same thing to the lower part.
And this was the final outcome of the dress, guys. It was so beautiful and so full at the down. So guys, thank you so much if you have watched this video to this very point. Please remember to subscribe, drop your comments, like this video, and share to people you know are interested in stuffs like this. And with that, I'll see you on my next one. Bye.